Welcome to the Baubak podcast with the main host, Kyle Scanlon.
Hola.
Co-host, Baubak Bader.
Hola.
And we have, from Chicago, one of my favorite people who now lives in Los Angeles, and he came by our studio apartment that we rented to do this podcast. Writer, producer.
I thought you were going to stop for a minute. I was like, he does other stuff.
Comedian, beloved husband, and my friend that I love, Dave Helem. Dave, welcome to the podcast.
Hey.
Dave.
So this podcast is called the Baubak podcast.
That's why we have so many viewers.
It's called the Baba Podcast.
What type
Baba in Farsi means daddy, so I will be your Baba.
What type of dick sucking, self-loving shit is like? It's just your name. It's the name of the podcast. Kyle doesn't get anything. It's not Kyle and Baubak. Like
he's on the logo.
Yeah, I'm the brown one.
I thought Bader was white too for a long time. I did,
dude. To Kyle's credit,
okay.
I several times says, first of all, no one knows how to say Baubak. Like that always make the joke, even though it's spelled Baubak. People are like Baba, Boobak. So to Kyle's credit, he said, I like the name, the Baubak Podcast. I want to keep it. I said, we should change the name. Just like, Kyle and me, or like, or we shouldn't have done this, or like just something silly, like, and he said, no. He's like, I like it because the way it sounds. He's like, we should do it because it sounds like a bad word. So we should
what
just keep
I
doing
like
it.
about
It sounds like ball sack.
Yeah,
Balls.
but I like it whenever I have to tell like white hosts at comedy shows. They're like, "What do you want me to say about you?" And I go, "Baubak Podcast," and they go, "No, what does that mean?"
As they should.
They think it's like a racial slur
Yeah, they
or
think that
something.
I'm being myself,
Which is
and
why
then-
he goes by Chris, his white name.
Yeah,
in America.
his Jesus
right?
name.
I get it.
my Jesus, my Saint Chris. I was named after Saint Christopher. I wasn't.
Really?
No.
Oh,
No.
What are you talking about?
Dave Helem
Okay.
is here. Dave. Man, this is called the Baubak Podcast, but we have Dave Helem. Dude, I am so happy that you're here. My question is,
What's up?
what do you miss the most right now about Chicago? Definitely not the weather.
keep in mind it's 0 degrees.
It's
right
0
there.
degrees right now in Chicago.
That's a good point, man. I want to go back so badly right now. I don't mind the weather because the weather's here for the most part is pretty nice. It's been like a few shitty months of like rain, but that's not shit that you really can complain about compared to Chicago. But the people, my friend circle, people who I really care about don't live out here, man. So I just miss the realness of, like coming up with you and seeing, we did a breakout fest at
the Diversity Breakout Festival. Yeah.
We all three did together.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had Kyle host.
I wore blackface and no one noticed.
I remember you, Kyle, because you used to host that show with T. Murph every Thursday at the Comedy Bar.
And we've had the same career trajectory since then.
That is the oddest couple.
We went to college together.
Wait, did you guys really?
Yeah, we went to me, him,
At
and M.
Southern?
Brown all went to college together, and Ross.
Were you guys friends?
Yeah, we
Hell-
all like there was only 12 comics.
Hell no, you saw higher learning. Like they were not. You all were not hanging out at SIU.
No, we met through comedy. Like we had shows together twice a week.
But did you hang out together?
well, not shows.
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
Because it was segregated.
yeah. No, no, but I was
He
like
just said
friends with those guys.
higher
Yeah,
learning,
yeah.
dude. He's like,
No, he never saw higher learning. He don't know what I'm talking about. Did you see higher learning?
No,
That's a John Singleton movie. It's an amazing movie, man.
because it wasn't white enough for you.
yeah. I just watch John Cusack movies.
Can I answer your question? Or
Yeah.
you just gonna keep interrupting me about what I love about Chicago?
I'm sorry. Dave.
It's fucked up that this is this is the Baubak.
So that's what I was saying. This is the Baubak
With
Podcast.
Dave Helem.
But in all honesty, man, I miss the talent for one. I think that we have the funniest comics in the world who come out of Chicago, but people stay and then they become bitter, and that's a whole different episode of the Baubak podcast. But
That's every episode of the Baubak podcast.
but I just miss I miss my friends. Like honestly, I'm at a point in my life where most of my friends are comics. And when I go to Chicago, and rest in peace, North Bar and Jim Weber. But when I would do my
Jim passed away?
No. The bar passed away, dummy. And the bar is not here anymore. But I would love producing the show that I do here at the Comedy Store in Chicago once a month. And I would fly back once a month to do that show just to be around the energy of Chicago comedy. Like I cannot express how much that scene meant to me, how much of a work ethic that it ingrained in me. Because out here, I'm not going to say it's easy, because there's so many people out here trying to do it, but the work ethic that was like instilled in me in Chicago, doesn't matter where I'm at, New York, LA, I'm good, because it just taught you how to hustle. I started on the south side of Chicago doing like the black rooms.
Davy Boy Helem.
Davy Boy. You remember Davy Boy, right? And to be honest with you, I wasn't black enough in those rooms.
Yeah.
Because I was from the suburbs. I was a school teacher. I remember one dude was like, hey, man, you better change your outfit next time you come on this stage. Because I was a teacher, and I would come to school. I would come from school to the shows with like khakis and a sweater. But I'm like, if you're funny, you're funny. But no, they wouldn't allow me to come up dressing like, a teacher. So I would go to like DTLR or any other random store in River Oaks Mall in the south suburbs.
Jerseys?
I'm gonna tell you what I got. I got jeans with samurais on the back pockets, with rhinestones, and like these hoodies. And I was like, this is what I'm gonna wear. And it wasn't me. Never was me. But that's why I changed my name from Davy Boy to Dave Helem, because I'm like, I am who the fuck I am. You know what I'm saying? So I stopped trying to be a character and just said, fuck it. If I'm gonna do me, I'm gonna do me.
So would you take those clothes, like you'd get home and you change and then you go out with your other friends into your normal clothes? Like that was like your comedy outfit?
Like a Clark Kent kind of situation?
Yeah, kind of in some ways. But it wasn't like I didn't know who the fuck I was. I was trying to find myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, I don't know how comics are, white comics, quote unquote, or any other comic, but when you feel like you can't be who you are, because the audience at Jokes and Notes on 47th and King Drive, they were rough. And if you didn't have like animation and like a presence about you at first, that could be intimidating. So I tried to be all these other things that I saw from these other comics who are amazing, but that just was not me. I'm a very chill dude. I wear skinny jeans, right?
Yeah, you look good in them.
I do. I have them right now. My jeans are very skinny. And
you actually have lost a lot of weight. You look very skinny.
Thank you, dog.
Skinny Boy Helem.
If you weren't married, I'd probably take a run at you.
Have you tried that?
I'm going to tell Cal, thank you. Baubak, shut the fuck up. All right? Dave. Hey. But I don't want to make this podcast about like Chicago too much, but just know that I miss y'all very much, and my whole goal out here in doing comedy is to try to like my end of day dream for like my Chicago process is to come back and build a production studio in Chicago, because right now you have that CineSpace space in Chicago where they film all those Dick Wolf shows. They film Southside there. And one of the biggest problems in Chicago is that they have the talent, but it's just not a lot of production space to film shit. So I want to change that. And I will. Bitch. Watch.
Chicago's Tyler Perry. Right here.
No, I'm not going to dap you. I'm not going to dap you on that, because
I don't think we could dap actually on either of those
that
things.
was the brown power sign. Like, that was...
Yeah, we can't dap on either of those things.
Nah, man. But yeah, I love that city. I love it so much, and that's it.
But writing on a show, because shows go for how long? Like if you're writing on a show, is it seasonal? Is it like 6 months you're writing on a show, or
about 20 weeks for each
20
show
weeks? Okay,
that you do.
That's a good part of the year.
Well, a little less than a half a year.
Okay.
But the thing that's crazy is that if you get 2 seasons now of a show, you won. Shows don't last very long. Like, you have shows like, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. I'm trying to think of shows that have went 4 or 5 seasons. Like, that shit is not happening no more.
Yeah,
House of
Cards.
Cards.
Like everything kind of is like 2 or 3 seasons. They pump them out as fast as possible, and then the show's over with.
Shameless went for a lot of seasons, right?
Yeah, but this is all shows that came out 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
all these shows are like
Pay attention,
pretty
motherfucker.
old.
All right. Dave. All right. I'm sorry. I did that with myself. But yeah, Kyle, to that point, man, there's just not a longevity in shows like that. So you kind of get in and you go to the next one. But if you get 3 seasons, you won. You are beating history. Like right now, 3 seasons is not even like heard of.
Because are you
anymore.
in now residuals or something? If the show like goes to syndication, 3 seasons, that's why you won, or you just won because it's so difficult to get to 3 seasons?
Because it doesn't happen like that. They don't want to pay the writers a lot of times. Because each time you do another season, you got to pay the writers more. Because our titles increase from each season. So like when I first started, I was a staff writer.
Okay.
Then let's rewind.
Okay. Rewind.
I went from a punch-up person to a staff writer to a story editor. Now I'm a co-producer, right? So each time you get a job, it should be a situation where you end up getting a new title. But with a new title comes more money. And a lot of times shows are like, yeah, we rather just cancel the show as opposed to giving everybody another title increase.
Is that a union thing, or that's just in general?
I can't speak for
Okay.
like the evil white people of Hollywood, but I will say that it is something.
So this show going season 2 is huge, and everyone like had a rap party. Everyone's partying, like everyone's happy about it. It's a big deal.
It's not over yet. You know what I'm saying? But I hope so. You know?
Good.
It got real weird right now.
Why?
I don't know. You look evil.
He's drunk.
No,
I'm not.
he's not drunk. I don't think. You just look like Jafar from like Aladdin right now. I don't.
Why can't I be Aladdin? Why do I have to be
Did you
Jafar?
look- was Aladdin evil?
Was Aladdin 50?
Yeah.
Jafar was definitely.
I just turned 33. Like, and Jafar, it's kind of a racist comment.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like racism. I think it's bad.
You said-
Well, Kyle, you can be Aladdin.
I could be Aladdin.
No,
I've stolen bread
You could have been
before.
Aladdin. You could be Aladdin in Hollywood 30 years ago. They would have you be
Yeah.
Aladdin for sure.
they would make a white man Aladdin. Like that,
Yeah.
that's
Throw
the
me in
most
a tanning
Hollywood
booth.
shit.
That would
That's when
work.
they made
Jake Gyllenhaal for fucking Prince of Persia. They couldn't cast a Persian guy. There's only 1 million Persian people in Hollywood.
I learned what Persian people were like when I met you.
People wear a lot of cologne and just like
Yeah.
a lot of
I
hair
was
gel.
like, oh, okay. Yeah, because I met you like the same time like Uber X came out. So yeah, that'd be about right.
They should make more white remakes. They should.
Did you hear what he said?
Huh?
He said he met me by the time Uber X came out.
Oh. Okay. I didn't hear that. I'm sorry. Did I not give the joke enough appreciation? Are you mad?
No, I'm just upset. That's all.
He's just mad.
But you were saying they should make white remakes?
No, I'm gonna get there, man. This reminds me of the. You ever see South Park the movie?
Yeah.
Remember when Terrence and Phillip were on the Conan O'Brien show, and they were just making all these ass jokes about farting, and then Brooke Shields came on the show, and she interrupted them talking about farting, and then she said, "I farted once on a set of Blue Lagoon," and then it was silent for like 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And then they slapped the shit out of Brooke Shields on the cartoon.
You know, you were touching my wine glass, I actually wanted you to see if you'd sign a copy of Kyle and I's favorite comedy album that we have. And you touching my wine glass actually.
Is it Richard Pryor?
No, it's never. It's right there up there with Richard Pryor. And Kyle's. I'm sorry, not Kyle. Well, Kyle and I agreed earlier because we're talking about when Helem gets in here, we got to have him sign this. But especially when you were rubbing my wine glass. So
Well, I'm gonna let you give it to him.
if you could just hold that up.
It's the Kais.
Yeah.
Why is there air? That shouldn't.
What does
sound-
that album mean to you?
What did it mean 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Growing up, what did it mean to you?
You know, Bill Cosby was my college graduation speaker. So I was a big.
Come on, we gotta
dead
hear-
ass serious. No, And he told this whole speech about how black people need to pull their pants up and stop listening to hip hop.
Are you serious?
And stop speaking Ebonics.
What college was it?
Morehouse.
Morehouse, okay.
And it was the great Hannibal Buress who called him out and said, "Hey man, you can't tell me not to pull my pants up when you tell girls to pull their pants down." Right? And that was a rape joke.
Now who's Brooke Shields?
You said now who's Brooke Shields?
Yeah.
He
Well,
gave
that-
that speech a year ago.
Yeah.
Definitely did, man. So that I was just signing that because you asked me to. That album don't mean shit to me. It don't mean shit today. But where were we going? I don't remember.
No, we were just talking about the album. Morehouse. You're talking about Morehouse graduation speaker.
No, you derailing me from my podcast. I was telling you that I wanted to see more white people taking roles and taking non-white roles, but remakes of white people. Like when Tom Cruise made like The Last Samurai. That's
Okay.
not a remake, but he's not a samurai, right? He shouldn't be there. But I just want to see like the same way that we saw who's the guy from Chris Pratt who's gonna play Mario.
Oh yeah.
And you mentioned another actor who played the Prince of Persia, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal, yeah.
Didn't Breakfast at Tiffany's have one like that? Or what was it?
Breakfast Club.
Well,
Breakfast Club,
He was
yeah.
pretending to be that.
I want to see a white remake of Roots, where they just do it with the all-white cast.
It's called Woots.
Woots.
Yeah.
Woots.
White Roots.
Everyone has that that lisp. Like,
Yeah.
are you wooden for us?
Dave.
So this is the Baubak podcast.
I'm Chris Bader.
And the remake of Baubak, you should play.
I should.
You should play.
You should be Baubak.
I gotta buy more button-up shirts.
You gotta get more.
And then,
Yeah.
but the irony is that the button is down on the button up.
Because I've had 2 drinks. It goes lower as I drink.
Oh, don't threaten me with a terrible time. Okay. Okay.
We went to Runyon Canyon yesterday, Dave. We went hiking, Kyle and I, and as we're walking out,
Oh my God.
we did a hike, and as we're walking out, we were podcasting. Of course, we were being
Doing the entire walk?
true
Yeah.
LA people. Yeah, we took the cordless mics and made these guys go all the way up the thing, and it's my idea.
Left me behind.
Probably a bad idea. Nick got to FaceTime his wife. Nick got married at age 11. We call him the child bride, and he FaceTimed his wife the whole time. But we came back, and we ran into a couple girls and guys, and this girl says, "Chris Bader?" I was like, "Hey." She's like, "Oh, Bader, that's you." She's like, "Oh God, you got so gray."
This happened?
It was a girl that I dated 10 years ago. And she said, "Oh God, you got so gray." She said, "What are you doing here?" That was her tone.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm doing Laugh Factory. We're doing podcast stuff. And she said, "Oh, okay." She said, "Where's that?" I said, "It's on." And so, because she's here for work, I guess. And I said, "You want to come by the show?" She's like,
No.
And then she just left.
Well, no,
And-
she said she was going to be at the exact same neighborhood as the show you were in. And you're like, yeah, right. You want to come to the show?
And
And
then she
she's
still
like,
said no.
we're going to be out in West Hollywood.
Yeah, we're busy. We're in West Hollywood.
Yeah.
Can't make it.
But I had to talk to my friend who recently as well has gone a little gray. But that made me go really low. I just go, how it made me feel because she just said, "Oh God,"
Why are you punching down?
like
on
she
your
saw a
own
ghost.
podcast?
No, I'm trying to get you
Oh.
to, you know how you feel my pain.
Yeah, I get it, man. I don't like what you just did right there. But, yeah, I've gone gray as well. As I'm 41, approaching 42. I don't feel old, though. Like, you see I don't feel like I have an old soul. It's the grays. And working on the show right now, rap shit, everybody else is like in their 20s. And I am like the old man in the right.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
Dave, so working around with all these 20-year-olds and everything that you've done, do you feel you're back in the classroom where with younger people, you're like the mentor figure, or no?
Nah, man. You just feel old. You feel like a dinosaur because you just realize that the music you listen to, whether it was, and we grew up with great hip hop in the 90s. I feel like that is the golden era of hip hop. But
Pac, Biggie, Snoop. Dr.
Man,
Dre.
I mean, if you want to go into it, the '90s, they started with Tribe Called Quest, and with their first album, and you ended with like DMX coming out in like '98. Like, you went through a whole period of like great shit, and now you have these rappers like Ice Spice, and I'm not saying it's bad. It's just like something I can't compare to, but it's like when people talked about Run DMC to me, and I was like, the guys who remember they had that song, My Adidas.
Yeah.
And I was like, this sucks, right? And that's how I felt listening to a lot of that. Even though that music was still good, I just couldn't appreciate it until I got older and went back to listen to it, you know?
Yeah. I think a lot of that is like if it's just not the time where you feel like young and you're like
People are so
impressionable,
yes.
like you're like, yeah, this shit sucks.
People are so self-centered, me included. We like what we know, and so if it's not from our generation, we kind of shit on it. So being older, people are very proud of the music that's out right now, because they feel like this is like what hip-hop has evolved to, or just music in general. But for me, I'm like, this is trash.
The new music right now is trash to you.
To me, in some ways, yeah. But I also realize that it's going to be like that for everybody. Like, do you listen to music?
I do. But some of the new people I like I like Drake. Like I don't mind
that's
Future.
Not new, motherfucker.
That's like 15 years old.
That was
though,
like
now.
2008 when he came out.
Yeah.
So I mean, no, I'm serious. Like name some of the last 3 years of the new hip hop.
The new hip hop, Baby Keem. You've heard about Baby Keem?
Baby Keem's good though.
No.
Bader, you?
No.
Okay.
That's maybe why I'm not getting any babies.
All right, cut that.
Please edit that.
This is gonna be a 30-second podcast.
Yeah, this is gonna be more of a commercial than a podcast.
It'll be a clip.
I've been watching like Harry Styles.
Yeah.
I like him.
Do you like Harry?
I could name him if the music plays.
You couldn't.
I could sing along. Okay. Golden. I like Taylor Swift.
She's old though too. 15 years too. That's Drake stuff.
I listened to her when I was a kid.
Okay, you're making our point, Bader. Is the fact that we're dinosaurs, dog, and like who we like, it's just not cool to kids. Even Drake is not cool to kids no more. And Drake is still like the #1 artist in the world, but to the young people, he's old. Remember Lil Wayne? Remember how hot Lil Wayne was?
Oh my God.
Not like hot physically, but I'm just saying like. But
I didn't mean
so
like that
cute.
either.
no, but I had to
Cute.
clarify that because Lil Wayne looks like Gollum, right? And so I had to make sure that people understand I wasn't talking about his like physical features, but as an artist, he was that guy from the Hot Boys, like '99. He had a run from '99.
He was like 14 too when he started that.
He didn't curse. He
Yeah.
just rapped. You know how hard it is to rap without cursing?
It's like doing stand-up without cursing.
Shout out to Mark Henderson.
Mark Henderson, clean
Yeah.
comic.
Clean comic.
Brian Regan.
You know any clean comics?
Brian Regan. He's a clean
He's clean?
comedian.
Brian Regan's clean. He's really fucking funny.
Yeah, Brian Regan's
Jim
like
Gaffigan's
huge.
still really funny too.
He's clean too?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We gotta change that shit up.
Nah. I'm gonna say bad words.
Does it make us any funnier?
It's how I talk though.
But yeah, it's more the like how you talk to your friends than does it make the. I don't think my fucks make the joke funnier. It's just if that's me, it's my point of view. It's like I'm telling you about me. I don't know. What do you think? It's actually a good question for an actual mechanically inclined writer too.
Yeah, I mean, that was the cool thing about working on Raven's Home on Disney. We used to have to write, for children. And when you have to make jokes that are children jokes, but they are funny, because, parents watch these shows with their kids. But you have to like train that muscle to be funny without being vulgar. That's hard. But I kind of feel like the comedy could be just as good, if not better, than the shows that rely on the vulgarity.
I agree with that.
I don't know.
There are some shows that are really funny that weren't like vulgar.
We grew up on a lot of those shows, man. A lot of those sitcoms.
Family Matters was like hilarious to me.
We're in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air house right now.
Are we?
Well, we're in Bel-Air.
No, I just tell everyone that we are.
Okay. This is dope. I don't know how you did this, but I'm very happy.
You're the fourth person to say that today.
No, 'cause
And it's simple, a handgun.
because he robbed them. I like that cow. Now this place is dope, man. I don't like when I walked up here. I had the beer and the mezcal, and they drove a little bit slower as when they walked past me. I mean when they drove past me, like, what is he doing up here and on this hill? And I looked at them like, I said one word, Baubak. And then they just kept driving because they knew what the fuck it was.
Yeah.
And I would have stood behind you and said 2 words, Fresh Prince.
I thought you would have said Dave Helem.
Oh, because we're in Bel Air and Fresh Prince. Like,
Edit this again, please. Like just for bad comedic intelligence.
I stopped
Okay.
rolling 15 minutes.
Good call.
what was the like for Raven's Home? What was the age like? It was like 5 to 10.
Did you say Reagan's Home?
No, Raven's Home.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a great show about like crack being distributed? Like, like
Reagan's
It's
Home.
Halloween first episode.
Yeah.
They give out crack.
the
instead of
prequel to
candy.
Snowfall. Reagan's Home.
Yeah.
Like how the crack got to L.A.
Yeah.
Reagan's Home. Okay, hey, if you're listening, make that show.
Well, no, I just want to know. No, I want. Well, no, I was interested because you writing for children has to be extremely difficult. Obviously, especially since you're not a child, but also like 5 to 10 years old. Was it 5 to 12 years old? Like, what was the demo, and how would you structure that? Like that just seems really difficult.
But the cast on that show, Raven's in her 30s. Her oldest son was like 15, 16.
Okay.
He had a sister that was his twin sister. They were the same age. So it was like teenagers.
So it's more of a family show than like
Oh,
the
yeah.
demo of like.
This is not like Nick.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Nick Jr. I can't. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the pizza. I can't do that shit. But it was cool to write shows for preteens, just to have a different muscle, different from just writing for adults. It's just like an innocence, and it's just like takes you back to a simpler time, as they say, man. So I had a great time, and it also depends on your showrunner too. Like I had a great showrunner, Warren Hutcherson, who was a legend. If you ever have a chance, check out his episode on the WTF podcast with Mark Maron.
Yeah.
Okay.
He has a great episode on Mark Maron's podcast, and Warren made that experience super nice, man. So when you're with a good showrunner who makes your job fun, you can do anything.
Last question about this. Did you have to? Because we're dinosaurs now, and obviously 15-year-olds today are different from 15-year-olds when we were 15. Were you able to dig deep to were you able to take parts of your own life when you're writing for this show, when you thought about when you were 14, when you were 15, when you were 13? Like,
Every show you work on.
Okay.
But yeah.
so it stays timeless then, technically.
That's what makes writers great, because you can make a story, but there's no story better than something that you've experienced, and you take that's real life story, and other writers add to it and make it fake, but it all came from you.
Comedy, right? It makes comedy great too, right? Telling the truth from us.
Oh yeah, man. I think that kind of was like my niche for a while. It still is storytelling, and
Yeah.
just talking about being a teacher in Chicago to just being 41 now. I think the best comics are just the ones who are storytellers, man, who just talk about that real shit. And when it's not real. You can feel it, So I think that's a very good point you brought up about just talking about reality.
Yeah, when it's not real. When the girl's like, "My dad saw my pussy today." It's like, no, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
He saw it probably 2 years ago, not like today.
You know?
What?
Dave.
What comic told a joke about her dad signing her pussy? Like what in the I don't even know who that is. I was trying to make a joke about that. I can't. That's how bad that shit was, Beta.
Is the job still fun when you apply your comedy chops to it? Like, is there a time where you're like, I know you're very not new, but it's been 4 or 5 years you've been in the writing game.
You want the real shit?
Yeah. We want the real shit.
You have to get out your own head. We are in a game of stand-up where this microphone and you are the only person on this stage. And whatever you say goes. But there are times in the writer's room when you are around 12 other very highly educated people, and everybody thinks their shit is the best. So you might say something and you think that, oh, this door is closed. Then somebody else will open that door again and say, what if we said this? And you're like, hey, I gave my joke already. But it's not over because you want to make the best show possible. So every person is available to come back. It's like a joke. So you have a punch to my joke.
Yeah.
And then you have a punch to the joke. So guess what happens? My joke is no longer my joke. It's the room's joke. So you have to learn how to just like realize that that's what's important. Not about, you have to lose your ego. Because stand up is all ego. That's all this shit is. Like, it's just us with a microphone. We didn't start because we were like attractive, cool people. We said doing stand up because you can get pussy and be fat. Well, what else could I do? Play basketball? No. Be a teacher? Get pussy? No.
Were you in getting pussy when you were a teacher?
Yes, but it's
See?
other teacher pussy.
A
That
man
don't
of many talents is
count.
what I'd say.
That's just sad pussy.
Sad.
Do you want to grade papers? That kind of pussy.
The kind where you're like, oh, okay.
Teachers are freaks, man. I'm sorry.
That's a no show. That's a show you could write about teachers just pounding each other.
Yeah. Freak University.
Freak University, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Horny you.
Yeah, I go to FU.
Ho- horny you or like horny for you university.
Okay.
Or
Long.
for horny 4 years.
Put it on a sweatshirt.
Hey, keep going.
Dave.
Hey man, it's a writer's room. I was just trying to think of ideas.
That's
I
true.
thought that door
That's
was
true.
open.
That's how it works, though.
Yeah.
But
10-hour days?
10-hour
days?
At the least 10-hour days. Deadlines.
I don't know if a lot of people know this, but Dave was a Chicago public school teacher for 13 years?
12 years.
12 years. And what were you teaching? What grade and what subject?
I started. Well, first of all, before I was in Chicago, I was in Atlanta.
Okay.
I taught Georgia history for my first year of as a teacher's assistant. I graduated to become a real teacher, and that was hellacious. Because the kids smell fresh meat. They always whip my ass every day. So I graduated from that. Well, actually, I got fired from that job, and I went to another school. And
Did you do anything special to get fired?
I just was too nice, and I didn't command the room.
Yeah.
It's like a bad open micer
Yeah.
trying to be.
It takes a while to
Yeah,
get to
and the
where you
kids-
feel.
Like we would have powwow sessions where I would just stop teaching, and we would just sit on the ground, and I was like, "Hey guys, why are you so mean to me?" And normally when you do stuff like that in the classroom, the kids kind of realize that you don't know what the fuck you're doing,
Yeah.
and they would tell the other teachers, and then you see them like peeking in your classroom.
They're like, Mr. Dave's a bitch.
He's out of college, like a young guy, moves to Atlanta. He's all out of options. He's like, just come on, man. Can we be cool?
Be nice. to him.
Like, why are you so mean?
I
How old
wrote-
were these kids? You're saying why are you so mean to me?
They were 12, 13.
Oh my God.
One kid stole my laptop. Do you know what his name was?
Mm-mm.
Quantavious. So if you
That's the joke. Yeah.
if
That's
you heard
the
my
joke.
material, you know I talk
Yeah.
about Quantavious. Quantavious was a real student who stole my laptop, and they found it in his locker. He was so not smart that he put the laptop in his locker, and then he told my principal. He said, I stole his laptop because he had porn on it. And I was like, no, I would never watch porn on my school laptop, right? And he was like, made it seem like he was a superhero, and like he was like saving the day. I was like, I don't like you. First of all, you're lying on me. You stole my laptop, and you're stupid.
If you could work somewhere forever, obviously, I think I know the answer to it because it would just, I think we all just, it's stand up and just selling rooms and be able to do what you love forever. But would it be the stage or the writer's room? Like somewhere forever? Like what's the forever plan?
Forever?
Like that you would want to do that you could I'll do this for the next 20 years. I know it's stand up, but yeah.
Stand up.
More than the writer's room or anything else. It's like, yeah.
So you saying outside of stand up?
Yeah,
Or-
let's
or-
say
Yeah.
outside of stand-up.
Outside of stand up.
Nah, I think that being a creative in terms of creating content, and I don't care if it wasn't TV. I just like to create stuff. Like I have a extreme joy of producing, whether it's comedy shows, TV shows. I can do that. I never want to retire. I never want to be one of them people that says like, I want to just retire. My wife's like, yo, I'm ready to travel the world, and me and her get into it because that's not my dream. I want to be here in LA, and I want to just do or whatever city where I can do it in. I don't want to go to Italy and Europe, and which is cool to do every once in a while.
It's so fucked up because I have the same feeling every time I go somewhere. Like I'm like, you can be in like, I remember like seeing my brother in Amsterdam and then being like, I wonder if there's like a fucking open mic tonight.
Yes,
Like it's
Totally.
just like a fucking drug addict. where
We
you're
are
like, I
Yeah.
wonder if I could
we
get-
are insane.
Yeah.
We are crazy because we like tonight. I'm going to the comedy store when I leave here, not because I'm going up tonight. I just like being around creative energy. I love that shit, dog. I feel like the world are like non-mutants and we're the X-Men. Like seriously, like I feel like I want to be around freaks all the time. There's something about that shit. And I don't know if it's an ego thing because I just like being around the art, but I could do this shit until I'm George Carlin, until I was gonna say Bill Cosby, but that's probably not the best reference right now. But just Red Fox, somebody who didn't rape, just something like just just
Prior.
yeah. I don't have a desire to just sit around and not do nothing. If I died on stage one day when I'm in my 80s, 90s, it's the best way to go.
Do you think if you died on stage, would you want to die in the middle of like a setup?
I don't think so. I think that
Or like, would you want to do the punchline and then when everybody laughs, you just collapse?
and like drop the mic? But,
Yeah.
But you dropped the mic because you died. Like that would be.
It would be cool if you like built the tension enough to where you died and then everybody's like, well, what's the end of the joke? He's fucking dead.
That's cool, but I think it would be better for your joke to hit, and
Yeah.
then your body weight just collapsed, and then the mic just fell, and then they roll the credits.
What if you're bombing so bad that you start dying and because you're sweating, you're bombing, and then you're just dead.
Yeah.
Like you die. Like they're like, man, he's dying up there. Like, no, he's dead.
He died up there, literally.
You know
He
what's so
died.
fucked up too is I feel like a comic could die on stage like that and they'd be somebody immediately be like, I can take his spots on the weekend.
It was-
I got his spots. It's
we
fine.
don't care. And
Yeah. I'll miss him or whatever, but can I have his spots?
that's a whole other episode right there, Kyle, about the fake love that we go through as comedians, man. But yeah, that's my life, my love, and I think that's a struggle that I go through. Like I said, I'm having a baby soon, and I know I'm gonna have to step away from the stage to focus on being a dad. But
Something you're gonna be awesome at.
I think so. I hope so. No, I hope so. I shouldn't say I think so. But I just feel like we have to get rid of that narcissism that is within us as artists to just be able to, be a civilian and be fine with that. I don't know what that's going to feel like because I'm addicted. Like I said, when I leave this cocaine house, I am going to.
I'm addicted too.
He had his finger all over that.
I've had my fingers in worse places. I'm
That's
I'm
true.
joking.
You're not joking.
He has. We had a late night one
Yeah.
time.
No, I'm definitely joking.
This is all jokes.
Okay.
I want to hear more from that guy.
What, that guy?
Yeah, let's get a whole 5 minutes from that guy. That voice you just
Okay.
It sounds like Urkel.
It sounds nothing like Steve Urkel.
I think you're just racist.
Yeah, Steve Urkel was like, Lara. Like, that's how he talks.
Okay, but I can see that.
Yeah, see?
I see-
You
I
can
see-
Now all right.
Yeah, fuck you,
Fuck.
dude. This is the Baubak Podcast. Like, subscribe. Dave Helem. Give it up for Dave Helem, ladies and gentlemen. Find Dave Helem. Dave. Kyle Scanlon, thank you.
Thank you.